Hi, I'm Gary Tangeman, and this is History in Small Scale. Today, we're giving you a little bit of background on the video Zulu, which is a reenactment in small scale of an event that took place in history in South Africa between the British and the Zulu nation, also recreated in film entitled Zulu. Back in 1964, it was the first major starring role for Michael Caine. And it tells the incredible story of what happened after the British defeat at Islawanda, where over 1,700 British troops were wiped out by Zulu warriors. And after the battle ended, the Zulus discovered that there were still more British in the area. In fact, there was a missionary compound in which about 100 British Corps of Engineers were working within a couple of miles of this battlefield where the British had just suffered one of the greatest defeats in their military history. And so the Zulu troops began to move on this small compound. They also had some wounded who were there. There was about 100 soldiers who were in active duty and 40 to 50 that were in the hospital that had been created, a makeshift hospital there on this missionary compound. And the Zulus descended on this little encampment, and we've attempted to recreate that in small scale, a 24-hour battle between about 100 able-bodied British soldiers and 4,000 Zulu warriors. Well, we didn't have to create quite that many Zulu warriors, but we've got 400 or 500 of them in this video, and about 120 British who are defending the perimeter there of this little missionary compound. It was an incredible movie. If you've seen the movie, it's just overwhelming to watch. The determination of both the Zulus and the British to hold them back during these days of British imperialism in South Africa. We've tried to recreate some of the major scenes that took place in the movie and in the battle as the Zulus are relentlessly attacking the walls and the perimeter of this compound. And fighting moves into the hospital, and they crowd in there, and there's a fire you'll see, and the British are able to get out, and they move from room to room, fending off the attacking Zulu warriors. And finally, in the very end, it comes down to a redoubt that's been made, putting mealie bags together, and it's a last-ditch effort, and the British are able to hold off the Zulus, and in the end you'll see them gathered on the hillside. You don't know whether they're going to attack again or whether they're going to finally leave the scene of the battle. Well, they do finally leave, and they turn around, and the battle is over, and the British have barely been able to survive. One historical footnote is that this particular engagement saw the British give away more British medal crosses of honor for the heroics of the British soldiers in this engagement than just any other military encounter. So it was well documented. I think you'll have fun watching a recreation of Zulu.